guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a T-Rex cake topper out of modelling paste. So it is edible. You could also use modelling chocolate as well, and I've made this one to go with the other dinosaur cake toppers that I've made in previous tutorials, and I'll put links up in the corner of the screen for you to get to those now. So just start with a big piece of paste. The bigger the piece of paste, the bigger your dinosaur is going to be, so it's up to you how big or small you want to go. We'll start by rolling into a sausage shape, and then I'm going to just press in where I want the neck to be, so kind of dividing the head from the body just a little bit. And then we're going to pull the nose out a little bit gradually. Just go gently with this, and you want to use a modelling paste that doesn't set too quickly, otherwise it's going to crack as you're working with it. So I'm going to put in some eye sockets with my balling tool. And I'm just going to arch above the eyebrows a little bit. I don't know if T-Rexes have eyebrows, but this one does now. And you can see I've got a toy T-Rex here just next to me. And even though mine looks nothing like this, it still gives me a rough idea of what to put where. And I do apologise. The noise in the background is my dog has just decided to pick up his bone and start chewing it. So it's very noisy. Sorry, guys. So I'm just pressing in a little bit sort of at either side of the nose as well, just to give it a bit more definition. I could have left it a bit more kind of cutesy and more rounded for this one, I think, though. So I've got a sugar pearl. In fact, these ones are chocolate in the middle, these ones that I've pushed in. I've just pushed it in for an eyeball. I thought it's a nice round shape, saves me having to roll a piece of white modelling paste. And then let's put in a line for the mouth. Again, I'm just having a look at the toy one I've got for the shape of the mouth, or the line that the mouth kind of goes in. And I'm using an edible black pen to draw a pupil onto my eye. So I'm just pulling the front of the neck a little bit. On my toy one, it's quite thin there. And like I say, we're not aiming for realistic on this one. Even though I'm using the other one as a guide, we're not going realistic at all with this one. It's going to be cartoony. So we're putting in the nostrils. And then we're just going to put in a few little crease lines around the mouth. And then let's give him some little eyelids, I think. Well, let's extend those eyebrows. And then we're just pressing little indentations into the top of those. So it makes little ridges. Some little lines under each eye. Just gives him a bit more texture. And then let's give him a little eyelid. So it's kind of a semicircle of modelling paste that we've put on for the top bottom eyelid. And now I'm just playing around with the shape of the body. So you can see I've spent a while working on this one. So it's important that you've got like a modelling paste or even a modelling chocolate that doesn't set too quickly, so that we can stretch out that body. So you can see we've pulled out a tail, we've stretched the body longer to give us the extra paste for the tail. Just means I don't have to have a seam where it's sat on there separate. And I'm just putting a skewer in there just so that he stays upright, he or she, just while I'm working on it. And I've pushed it into a piece of polystyrene just to hold it up. Position the tail where you want it to go. I'm just using my cornflower pouch to hold it in place just till it firms up, and then we're going to add a few more lines and a bit of texture on there. And for sort of the main bulky bit of his leg, we're going to push in a little line. So you see we've kind of put a line at the front and then a little line kind of coming up the back, so the leg now looks like it's folded in half and is missing the foot. So let's make kind of a diamond shape. Let's cut it in half for the starting point for our feet. And the little stars that came up in the corner, guys, they are from the Facebook Live. So this was originally made as a Facebook Live. And people can send stars in a Facebook Live video. So that's what that was that popped up on screen. Okay, so we're kind of cutting 3 points on the dinosaur's feet. And I think I made this one with the wrong numbers of fingers as well. This one, I think it has 3 toes, which is right. But I believe they have 2 fingers, do they? And I might have done mine with 3. We're going to find out now. So we've rolled little arms, left a little round bit at the end for the hands, and then we've squished the round bit down. And then we cut the little points again for fingers. And I did definitely give mine the wrong amount. I remember doing this in the Facebook Live, and everybody did kind of point out that I had given it the wrong number of fingers. They should have 2. So if you're doing yours, guys, you can change it. Just go in a little bit thinner where the elbow is, and then you can bend it at that thin point. So the arms are tiny compared to our legs, which is what we want. There we go. Now, I wish I'd left a bit more bulk in the bottom of the body. I feel like this one would look nicer if it had like a bigger bottom to it. And then just texture it a little bit with like lines on the skin and also little circles. So you can use like the end of a piping nozzle or anything really that's rounded and food safe. Just gives them a bit of texture. And of course, then you can give them teeth. So I'm just going to roll some little triangles of white modelling paste, and we're just going to press them against the top of the mouth. So they look like they're coming out from the top jaw. And you can repeat that on both sides. Just playing around now with texture, seeing what it looks like if we kind of cross hatch on the skin to make it a bit more scaly. Or you could spend longer putting more circles in with your piping nozzle. And guys, if you want to watch this in real time, the full-length version of this is still available on my Facebook page, along with all the other Facebook Lives that I do over there. Do you guys prefer to see me doing cake toppers like this, or do you prefer to see me doing cakes? Let me know in the comments below what you prefer to see. I'm just adding a little bit of colour with some dust. So I'm using some edible dust. I've got some squirrel brown that's gone on his back, and then some white that we're just dusting onto the tummy a little bit, just so it's a little bit less flat in colour. And anywhere that you want to look darker, you can take a really dark brown or black powder. Again, edible powder. I'm using a smaller brush. Now, this brush I do particularly really like, so I'm going to put a link to this one below the video for you guys. And maybe we could have some little stripes or pattern on this one. So I'm using the dark brown for this. Just darkening his fingernails with my edible pen. And at this point, I decided I was going to slice off that finger that was just wrong. So it's back to two fingers. And we're colouring in the toenails as well. If you want to give him some blush, you can do. You can see my triceratops in the background. They got blush, and they are also on another video that I've done. This one's a little bit taller. This one that I've just painted up is a little bit smaller. So you can play around with proportions, guys, to have them however you like. They look more T-Rexy with the teeth. So there's our T-Rex all finished. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and more.